All right, time to get into this KTM a little bit and kind of make it mine. First things first, it needs a bath. I took it out riding yesterday. I got super busy in the afternoon, so she's gonna get a wash first. We'll do like a quick little walk around. It's basically a stock bike, but I'll just show you kind of what's going on, and then I'm going to pull those racks off and pull that center stand off and stuff, and just try to do anything I can to bring that center of gravity down even a little bit. Let's go. All right, got the old girl washed up. Now we can get into like a little bit of a walk around. As far as I know, this thing's basically stock, except for somebody put on a center stand, which I am going to remove. Keep it obviously for big trips and stuff, but I don't really want it on there. Going to pull off these Tusk racks. These things are pretty cool. Unfortunately, it didn't come with any cases, but they do have a thing where you can mount a little Rotopack fuel thing in there. And yeah, could mount some hard cases or soft cases to those. I'm pretty sure that's a stock exhaust. It's got a skid plate, which looks to be of the KTM variety. And aside from that, I think she's pretty stock. It appears to have the off-road dongle, because whatever mode I put it in, when I start it back up, it's still in that mode, which is kind of nice. And in terms of tires, this thing has got the Moto Z, these are called the Tractionator DV on the front, and on the rear is the Moto Z Tractionator Adventure. I'm probably going to go to the Moto Z. I believe it's called the Desert HT or something. It's like a super knobby tire. And yeah, aside from that, just gonna remove a bit of stuff here. I'm gonna weigh it and see how much weight is being removed, and then yeah, not sure when the tires are going on, but looking forward to those. They are a bit worn out for sure. I mean, I was saying these are about half, but maybe they're less than that. Tough to say. Okay, so I got the first half off. That's one of these and a crossbar thing. This is actually pretty heavy. I wouldn't be surprised if between the center stand and these, I'm probably, man, it's got to be over 10 pounds. Really curious to see if I notice any difference at all. Also just saw a pleasant little surprise that there's one of these leads for a battery tender, which is great. I always like when you get a bike and they already have that on there. Kind of cool. All right, now I'm pulling off the center stand. And under here, there's that bolt, and it kind of almost looks like it's using the center stand as a bit of a bushing. I really hope that isn't a support thing, and I don't know if when this was stock it had a piece that lived in there, or if this is strictly just an add-on. I'm gonna go try on the kickstand side and just see if the kickstand gets sloppy if that's not there, because as you can see, like the bottom bolt here on the kickstand kind of goes through this. Like, is that a support thing, or is this just strictly accessory? Kind of nervous about that. I guess I could probably just put the bolt back in, but we'll see. Yeah, luckily pulling that bolt out didn't seem to flex the kickstand at all. This is kind of cockeyed. Sorry, it's a two-man job. Yeah, I got all this crud off, and we're going to see what the weight savings are. I just have one question. If any of you know, I would really appreciate an answer. The center stand used to live right in there, and I've pulled it out, and I'm just wondering, is there supposed to be a bushing there? Should I keep that bolt? Is this mount for the foot peg, like, is that enough for the kickstand on a big bike like this? If anybody knows the answer, please help me out with that. Thanks. Okay, so now we're gonna see what all this stuff weighs. As you can see, I got this box on here, but it is set to 0. This little scale is surprisingly good, up to 30 pounds, so we should be well within its range of accuracy. Let's go with the racks first, because they're up really high. That's definitely gonna be the biggest offender. And they are way heavier than the center stand. Wow, that one side, almost 4.5 pounds. The other side should be a bit heavier because it's got that fuel thing. We're at 8 and a bit pounds. And we got the center strut. Puts us up to about 9.5. And then we've got the center stand. This is quite a bit lighter. Get it in there somewhere. That puts us up to about 10, almost 11 pounds. Okay, and now we got a bunch of hardware. And that is about it. That puts us up to just a hair under 12 pounds. The majority of that is up pretty high, to the point where it's trying to tip you over. The lower stuff, center stand wasn't bothering me so much, but it's just the rattling. I'm sure the weight down there is fairly negligible, but yeah, pretty happy to have this off. I think my biggest complaint now is just these open bolt holes. So I'll probably, the other bolts are a bit too long and they're not threaded all the way. So I'll probably get some shorter bolts and maybe paint the heads black or whatever. Anyways though, total win, happy to have that off. Okay, got those cases off. The bike is looking very streamlined. I took it for just a really quick putt-putt, and it could be in my head, but it definitely feels a little lighter up top. All right, now the next thing we got to deal with is this muffler. This thing is kind of flopping around all over the place, definitely adding to the rattles. I'm going to try tightening that up, and if it's not able to tighten, I might have to put like some leather or something in here just to kind of fill the void. And then there's also some kind of clamp there that connects the muffler to the mid pipe, I guess that is, or the header pipe, and I'm going to try and tighten that as well. All right, so this clamp here and this one there were both a bit loose, but tightening it up really didn't fix the problem. It's still pretty loose. It's just not able to tighten enough. So I think I'm going to sacrifice an old welding glove, and yeah, this one's already kind of got a cut in it anyways. And I'll wrap some strips of leather in there and just wherever I can, and that should sort of fill the void and get this thing hopefully rock solid. This is the clamp that goes around there. I got a couple pieces of leather. I'll just kind of fold them up, set them in a couple places where hopefully you won't see them and it'll fill the void. I'm going to try and do that now. Wish me luck. Okay, I tried to put two pieces in. I ended up just doing the one on the bottom. You can kind of see it, but you know what? It ain't rattling anymore. That thing is rock solid. You know, best part of all, I kind of still have a welding glove. I bought these for something ridiculously cheap, like $3 or something. I just couldn't believe it, but my MIG welder isn't super powerful. This will still probably be fine. Okay, now the last thing I want to check is air pressure in these tires. I definitely felt the rim bonk a couple times on some rocks yesterday, so I think the front should come up. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a big street ride. It'll be my first pavement ride on this thing, and so yeah, let's check, see where we're at. Okay, so we're at 31.8 on the front. That actually doesn't seem that low. A lot of street bikes would be like 36 front, 42 rear, I think. I've tried to find the info sticker on this. I might have to Google it. Yeah. Okay, so a bit of light Googling tells me this should be 36 front, 42 rear, but I read somewhere that in 2018 they went up to 38 front, I think, which I don't know if that was because rims were getting bent or on-road handling or whatever. So I'll try 36 and go from there. I would almost want to go less on the rear just to try and help out with the traction. The front felt pretty good. So either way, I'm going to pump these up and we're all done. All right, folks, quick little video. Thanks for coming along. I'm going to be taking this out tomorrow on a pretty decent pavement ride. We're going to head up to a ski hill, twisty turny road. There might still be a bit of sand, so we'll probably be taking it somewhat easy, but gonna head up there with my buddy Richard on his sport touring bike, and you guys remember him from the Can-Am video a few videos back. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. Anyways, thanks for coming along. See you in the next one.